Hey everybody, welcome back to my layout. So this will be the layout update for November 2016. Got quite a bit of stuff done down here over the past month, a lot of stuff to show you guys, as well as a new locomotive and some new Athearn Ready to Run line containers. So we'll have a look at those first. These are the Athearn Ready to Roll line 53-foot Stoughton container. And they came in 3 packs, and I got 2 paint schemes, EMP and Canadian National. They're nice looking containers. The detail on them is really good. They're kind of similar to the scaled trains line where they got the separate rods and everything. That's the CN 3-pack and EMP. There's the van detail. So, like I said, they did a nice job. Like the molds are really nice. All the detail on the cans and the ribbing on the side of these the EMP ones is really nice as well. So yeah, that's the Athearn Ready to Roll 53-foot Stoughton containers. So the other piece of equipment I got in over the last month was this Rocky Mountaineer GP 40-2 in the new I don't know what corkscrew scheme, I guess they call it. And this wasn't easy to get. I ended up having to call Rocky Mountaineer in Kamloops and purchase it directly from them because they sell them on the train, but they don't actually have like a storefront that you can get them from. So you have to order them right from their distributor. Really nice locomotive. This is made by Athearn. I believe it's the Ready to Roll line. Oh, it is the Ready to Roll line. So it's made by the Athearn Ready to Roll line. It's custom for Rocky Mountaineer as part of their collectibles series. So this is the packaging, Athearn Collectibles, but it is indeed the Ready to Roll line. Unfortunately, they were sold out of the Rapido coaches that they had done a few years back. They don't have any more of those left. They had done the red leaf coaches in the corkscrew scheme as well. They don't have those, but they told me that they've had so much interest that they're looking at getting another run done. So I'm not sure when that will happen or when they'll commission Rapido to do that. But they do still have some of these GP 40-2s available. So maybe I'll put the 1-800 number in the video info if you want to get a hold of Rocky Mountaineer if you're looking for one of these. Now the detail is pretty much what you expect from Athearn Ready to Roll locomotives. Got no ditch lights or anything super fancy like that, but I plan on hopefully in the future, once I get my workbench up and running and everything, go put a maybe ESU lock sound select in it along with and do all LED lighting and stuff and make this a really awesome locomotive part of the fleet. And eventually, since Rocky Mountaineer passenger trains are going to be a feature on both sides of my layout, I'd like to build up the fleet a bit more, and hopefully somebody will do the wide cab versions of these. That would be awesome. So that's it for new stuff over last month. Let's take a look at some of the progress on the layout. Quite a bit done this month. Again, not much on the CN side. It's kind of a mess because I've been using it just mostly to lay out and cut plywood, but I did build a few more cantilevers here. It's still creeping this way with the Jasper yard benchwork. And I built an additional wall here. You can see 1x4s. So 3 more cantilevers, 1 on each of those coming off. And then I have to invent some kind of bottom support, maybe L girder, because here is where the CN Jasper yard benchwork will come over top of this CP reverse loop that I've started here. So there, it's a lot easier to see from this side. So yeah, that's the new 1x4 piece of wall there, as well as I've continued on with the 2x2 wall going this way, which will just be providing a backdrop only, no structural support. So once I kind of got stuck, I'm going to put the rest of the reverse loop together. You can see the pieces sitting on the floor there. So those are going to go on legs to suspend them, and I'll connect. You can see where it comes, basically just rises up and attach it all together. And then I have to figure out how I'm going to get the CN benchwork over top of that. But before I do that, I got to lay the track. So I'm kind of running into a chicken versus the egg thing here. Basically on this side, I'll just be able to put the reverse loop together, and then I'll have to lay the track before I do anything else. So kind of came to a standstill over here on the CN side. There's just looking from the what would be the west end of Jasper Yard, and you can see the new wall there, how that's going to provide the backdrop for the whole Jasper Yard. So here we're just looking down the this CP points west reverse loop, and this is where all the switches and the entrance to the staging is, and this is where the trains will duck under the CN and go into staging, or else go out eastbound onto the CP layout. So over here on the CP side, I continued on with the sub-roadbed. Just like I did the reverse loops, I printed off the templates from my track plan on any rail at 1:1 with the grid on it and everything, and then I cut out the paper template and usually make it 8 foot or whatever, however the most economical way to fit it on a sheet of plywood to get those pieces out with the least kind of wood waste is what I'm looking for. But I've got quite a bit done. So Banff, the sub-roadbed's all done for Banff there, coming out of the points east reverse loop. And the sub-roadbed's complete past Banff Yard and going, which would be westbound, onto the leg and sub there. So this is just looking the opposite direction. So now we're looking, which would be railway eastbound, down through Banff. So the good thing about doing this, printing off these templates too, and well, actually the main reason why I've done it is I really wanted to make sure that my computer drawn curve easements, I was able to transfer them onto the sub-roadbed and then eventually have the proper curve easements in the track at work as well. So you can see here from this dot to this dot, that's a curve easement. It's about 12 inches long, and there's a little better view. So this is the curve easement here, and this is the constant 38-inch radius curve. So you can see the curve easement at this end, it's 38-inch radius, and at this end it's straight tangent. So that really makes for smooth flowing curves, just like on the prototype. They kind of ease into the curve, and it really keeps all the equipment lined and makes it look a lot more realistic. Even though our curves are still really tight compared to the prototype, the curve easement should alleviate some of that misalignment that comes with the longer rolling stock, like auto racks and passenger cars. So looking down Banff, we got there'll be a river here and a bridge, a girder bridge. This is the Pipes, or 40 Mile Creek, CP calls it. There's a turnout, which is CTC controlled, a signal here, Mount Norquay Road, and then the 5-track Banff Yard and the station. So in addition to getting the sub-roadbed done for Banff, I also I've started working my way around this peninsula, which will be so there's the 40 Mile Creek, goes into the curve, and then we'll skip ahead kind of unrealistically about 20 miles or so. There'll be a hotbox detector here, and then this is Morant's curve at milepost 113. So using the end of the peninsula to kind of skip ahead on the real railway, because I don't have 700 feet or whatever it would take to do 20 miles of track. So it jumps from about milepost 82, which is the signal at Banff. This is milepost 111 here, where the hotbox detector will be, and then milepost 113 here is Morant's curve. So the same plywood for everything. It's good one side fir plywood, 5/8 thick. So I'm doing Superelevation is built right into the roadbed. So basically, as it comes out from tangent over here, that's level there, and then this one is kind of angled up about 2 millimeters on the one side to give it the super elevation. It's kind of hard, you can see it a little bit, but it doesn't really show it as well. 2 millimeters is what I did on my last layout, and it seemed to work pretty good. So all that super elevation will be built into the curves right into the sub road bed, so you won't have to I won't have to mess around with trying to elevate the track or put something underneath the track like I did at my last layout. This is just lay the rubber cork and then the track goes right on top of it. I'm using plywood risers to elevate the sub road bed, just scrap pieces, and I kind of build them as I need. Some places they're just a strip, and other places I kind of make these things if they have to go at an angle just to provide more support. And I just use the laser level, so that just keeps me at the correct height throughout the whole thing, and I just support it up with scrap as I go and then move it ahead and do the next one. So this is as far as I got on the CP side. I have to get some more of the track printed now. So this is, like I said, this is a 38-inch radius around here, and then there's some more computer generated curve easements here to make Morant's, which will be the curves that Morant's curve. So, and the other stuff I got done was over on the other end of the layout, basically. So this is, if Banff's the beginning, on the east side, divide, the crossovers that divide are the end of the layout on the west side before it goes, tucks behind that wall and under the CN layout there for staging. So I got some, quite a bit of sub-roadbed done along this side as well. Exact same thing, it's just a little wider because it's double track here. The risers are just same with plywood. And this one you can really see the awesome curve generated by the computer, and by making the template I'm able to transfer that directly onto the plywood without having to measure any kind of guesswork. So the curves look really nice and sweeping, and there's easements at each end, so the trains should look really awesome when they come through here, even with the long equipment. So I ran out of bench work here, so you can see I've saved this is the curve that goes here, makes a kind of a right hand curve this way, and you can see the transitions, that straight track and that straight track. So what I need the template for is to get this curve right. So it's all according to the original plan on any rail. So the divide crossover section here before it disappears off the layout. This is kind of one of the unique parts of the layout. It doesn't have, most of the layout is straight sections of benchwork or a constant curve like the end of the peninsula. But this one's got some really weird like curves because it kind of follows the track work, and that allows clearance between, walking clearance here between the peninsula and the doorway, and this is the aisle here. So this was my dad's idea to get, I was going to try and make straight lines and kind of do it that way, but he suggested, well, why don't you cut strips into your plywood and then you can make it follow the contour of the benchwork. So I did that, and I'm really glad he suggested that because it looks really awesome. So I'll just attach the MDF 1/4-inch fascia to that, and it will be this really nice kind of smooth flowing benchwork that follows that the track work above. So there you can see where I just used the table saw to put about a 1/8 inch notch, maybe every 1/2 inch. And yeah, I was able to just do one at a time and bend it. It's amazing actually, like if you try bending a strip of 5/8 plywood, it's almost impossible. But you put these, put cuts in it and you can make it do whatever you want. So the cuts just have to be on the inside of the curve. That's the way I do. I tried doing it on the outside, it doesn't work. So this is kind of one other big change. I had to make a decision here and ended up moving up all our stuff out of this little alcove that was kind of where I had been keeping everything, and I had a tarp to try to keep the dust off it. But now I've got to a point where I need to build the benchwork in there to keep going, so I ended up moving everything out and getting it ready, and I'll continue on with the cantilevered benchwork off the walls in there. And it just So this is coming from Lake Louise. It just follows the wall around the outside and then connects here at the divide crossovers. It's kind of hard to envision now with all my son's stuff here, but this will actually be a nice little open area in the layout. Hopefully we'll maybe I'll put a set of chairs or something there. Just kind of, it's kind of like a junction with, you got the railroad on all sides of it, so should be a neat little kind of open area watching trains. So that'll wrap up this layout update, guys. That's kind of catches you up on everything I've been working on. Up next is continue on with, like I said, getting that CP reverse loop finished over on the CN side, and then it's going to be a long haul of boxing in the ceiling and doing all the lighting. I'm going to do all the aisle lighting first with pot lights, and then I'll have to start figuring out the layout lighting. So that's what's going to be going on in the next month. As always, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.